Thank you for tuning into another video from JRM Recaps. Today we will be discussing the film, Creed. Hope you enjoy. Spoilers ahead. In the film's opening scene, set in 1998 at a juvenile correctional facility in Los Angeles, a fight breaks out between Adonis Donnie Johnson and another kid after he says something about Donnie's late mother. Before being pulled away and put in his cell, Donnie is visited by Mary in Creed. Thinking she is another social worker there to place him in another group home, Donnie won't converse with her until she says that his dad was her husband, and she wants him to come live with her. Donnie asks her what his dad's name was. Now set in present day, in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Donnie is in a boxing competition. He beats his adversary easily and gathers his earnings. He returns to Los Angeles 12 hours later, where he works a desk job. Unhappy, he submits his letter of resignation to his boss and decides to move on. Donnie goes to the Delphi gym where his dad, the late Apollo Creed, used to train. Donnie challenges every one of the contenders in the gym to a fight, and the victor gets the keys to his Mustang. One of the boxers accepts, however Donnie knocks him down without any problem. Another professional boxer, Danny Stuntman Wheeler, takes on Donnie and beats him, taking the keys. Donnie shows up at Mary Ann's home and she sees his bloodshot eye. She despises that he is fighting just like Apollo was, reminding him what he went through during his days as a boxer. Afterward, Donnie watches an old fight between Rocky Balboa and his dad, and Donnie shadows his dad's fighting style. Donnie moves to Philadelphia to start a new chapter in his life. In his new condo, he watches a news story on undefeated boxing champion Pretty Ricky Conlan, who is set to contend in what might be his last professional fight as he is being accused of gun possession, and might spend the next 7 years in jail. Conlan was set to battle Wheeler, however they began fighting early and Conlan broke Wheeler's jaw, provoking Wheeler to file a lawsuit against him. As Donnie attempts to sleep, he hears loud music coming from the condo underneath him. He goes downstairs and meets his neighbor Bianca. He commands her to turn the music down, and she says she will, but instead keeps it at the same volume. Donnie goes to Adrian's cafe, which is managed and owned by Rocky. There, Donnie sees a picture hanging on the wall of Rocky and Apollo fighting. Rocky emerges and meets Donnie for the very first time. He asks Rocky to train him, however Rocky says that he is finished with that. Donnie also asks him about a third fight the two had in secret and asks who won the fight. Rocky says Apollo did. Donnie goes to another gym run by Pete Sparino. He says that he came from LA, so Donnie's new nickname becomes Hollywood. He decides to keep pursuing Rocky for his help, while also seeking a relationship with Bianca after hearing her perform at a nightclub. They go together to get Philly cheesesteaks, and Donnie discovers that Bianca has progressive hearing loss, so she is preparing for the inevitable. Rocky visits a cemetery and sits by the graves of his brother-in-law Paulie and his late wife Adrian. It's Paulie's birthday, and Rocky would like to pay respects and remember his old friend. Rocky chooses to help train Donnie, and Donnie begins referring to him as his uncle. Donnie stays at Rocky's house since they wake up very early to begin training, while also developing a close bond. Donnie's first boxing match is against Pete's son Leo. Before the fight, Pete approaches Rocky and says that he is aware that Donnie is Apollo Creed's child. Figuring this could get great press, Pete wants to take advantage of the name, however Rocky would like it to stay quiet. The fight starts, and although Donnie endures a couple of shots, he overcomes to defeat Leo. Word gets out that Donnie is Apollo's child, conceived by an affair during Apollo's marriage. Due to this, commentators start to look at Donnie in a different way, as he feared, while also contemplating whether this revelation will hurt Apollo's legacy. In Liverpool, Conlan's director, Tommy Holliday, learns of this and figures this could make for a noteworthy fight. He travels to the US to meet with Rocky and Donnie to propose the boxing match to them. After much deliberation, Rocky and Donnie consent to the fight. Rocky begins to put Donnie through more training, but then he collapses. Donnie takes Rocky to the hospital to be seen. Later on, Rocky talks with the doctor and learns he has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. The doctor explains that they caught it early and that they should begin chemotherapy soon, but Rocky refuses since it didn't help Adrian when the same thing happened. Donnie ultimately finds out on his own and is angry with Rocky for not being willing to go through the chemotherapy, since Rocky just wants to accept his fate. With the news about his name being exposed to the world, Donnie starts to expect that he will be viewed as a phony Creed and a failure to his dad's legacy. He visits Bianca at the nightclub where she performs and meets Tone Trump. Tone snaps a photo with Donnie, but he angers Donnie when he refers to him as Baby Creed. This spirals into a fight, and Donnie is arrested, with Rocky showing up to bail him out. After, Donnie goes to Bianca's condo to apologize, and tells her that he is scared for himself and for Rocky's sake. Bianca says to him that they need to figure out their own problems separately, and then closes the door on him. Donnie and Rocky reach an agreement moving forward, where Rocky keeps on training Donnie for the upcoming fight, and Rocky will go through with chemotherapy. After a lot of vigorous training, Donnie earns supporters throughout the town, especially from the young people in the area. The two take a plane flight to Liverpool for a press conference. Conlon appears with Holiday and starts trash-talking Donnie, saying he is an overnight phenomenon and a phony Creed. Rocky holds Donnie back from making a stupid decision, saying this is what Conlon wants. The night of the big fight arrives, and even Bianca is there to show support, while Mary watches from her home. As a gift, she sent Donnie his dad's unique American flag shorts. The fans boo and scoff Donnie as he advances toward the ring, while Conlon enters in a dramatic way with all of the fans chanting his name. As the fight begins, Conlon cuts Donnie over the eye and wins the opening round. However, Donnie steps up and begins to get a few hits in, but not enough to convince everyone that he is worthy. Between rounds, Rocky and Holiday offer support and encouragement to their respective boxers. Donnie endures numerous shots and spits out a good amount of blood. Conlon then hits his left eye so hard that it becomes almost completely shut. However, since Donnie can still see well enough, they continue the fight. Conlon strikes Donnie once more, knocking him to the ground. Donnie then remembers what he's battling for, and quickly gets up. Donnie strikes back and hits Conlon a couple times prior to knocking him to the floor, but Conlon stands up before the referee counts to 10. The fight concludes and Conlon stays undefeated. However, he acknowledges Donnie's work with respect, and Donnie does the same. The commentator approaches Donnie and interviews him briefly. Donnie says Rocky is part of his family. The commentator asks Donnie what he would tell his dad if he were there. Donnie says he would let Apollo know that he loves him and that he knows he didn't leave him intentionally. The fans then begin to chant Creed, Creed, Creed. Donnie then leaves with Rocky and Bianca. In the final scene, back in Philadelphia, Rocky and Donnie climb the famed steps in front of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Rocky is a bit too winded to keep going, but Donnie pushes him to continue on. As they get to the top, they admire the view of the city. Thank you for watching our recap. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for future videos. Also, try some of our other videos displayed on screen.